Assalamu alaikum guys, this is Sam. Welcome back for another Q&A video as promised. My next question is a pretty big question. In fact, there are entire YouTube channels based on this question. What are the challenges of marrying outside of your culture? There are entire YouTube channels of people who are married to people of another culture, and this is what they talk about. So, quite rightly so, this might be a bit of a longer video, but yeah, we'll see inshallah, see what thoughts come to mind, as well as some of the things I've kind of prepared, I guess, that I think would be a good idea to talk about with you guys. Firstly, actually the fact that you're of the same religion carries a lot more weight than you might think. Like, you know, if I were to marry someone of my own culture, but wasn't upon the Quran and Sunnah, then that'd be a disaster. That'd be an absolute disaster, but like my wife, like I know way more about her. Like I have way more in common with her. Simply on the basis that we both try to live our lives by the Quran and the Sunnah, and we bear witness that La ilaha illallah and Muhammad Rasulullah. So really, I mean, quite often when people marry into another culture and there are difficulties between the families and stuff, it's quite often. It's quite often actually stuff that you would have anyway. Like, quite often it's actually not because of your different cultures, it's just because you're different families. Like, obviously I'm white British, and I have loads of family members who have married into their own culture, but have not had successful marriages over a very short period of time even, so it can entirely just be to do with your different upbringings and stuff. But if you marry someone who is entirely committed to that, your home should be built upon the Quran and the Sunnah, I mean, it's almost erroneous, really. It's almost irrelevant whether you're of a different culture or not. Like, there are some things that can be different, like maybe you're raised to handle money differently, or to raise your children in different manners. Obviously, I know that my wife is a lot stricter on young children than I am, but that's just. But you get that range within cultures. Like, sometimes, like, cultures of the Muslims are as internally diverse as they are externally diverse. Like, you even have the range of different parenting styles and stuff even within one culture. So you shouldn't really blame it on a difference of culture. And one thing which I heard, which I thought was particularly bizarre, was say the language problem. But I mean, if you're the sort of person who's saying, oh, you don't speak the same language, so you can't have a relationship at all, like how do you have your relationship with the Quran? Like, if you're Somali and you're saying, like, people can't marry Somalis because of a different language, and that's your only reason, then, like, well, I mean, put the Quran down then, mate. I mean, like, there are ways of going about building a relationship with someone, even if in the beginning you don't share the same language as them. And alhamdulillah, in my family that's not a challenge at all. Like my family even drop little bars in Somali and stuff, and they try really hard, bless them. Like my family, they're not languages type people. Like I am, alhamdulillah. Like, I really love languages, and I've really loved languages for a long time. And so for me, like, it wasn't too much of a problem to start learning a language of my spouse and of her family. But for even my family, like, and so open-minded, and so, like, even in my video, I'll share the link to it in the description as well, where there's my family and I sat around on the floor about to eat buddies and mousse with our hands. Like, my family are cool with that. Like, my family are up for that. They don't think that's weird or unusual or anything. And even at the nikah, like at my nikah, like, my dad went up there on the stage, and my dad, like, proper, like, gave a little honour speech and stuff. And even though it was like an entirely Somali nikah, I mean, the idea of a British nikah is something that I would love to see one day. Like, I have close friends who are white British reverts to Islam, and they marry other white British reverts to Islam, and then sometimes the wedding, they don't really know what to do, when actually there are a lot of, you probably could actually put together like a British nikah, like the ceremony could be carried out in English, and you can have English food, you can have like a roast dinner, or if it was in the afternoon, you'd have like You can have it like a garden party. You can have, you know, scones and cream and stuff or whatever. Or us guys in Cornwall. In Cornwall, alhamdulillah, we have a big revert community now, and you know, you can have people have Cornish pasties and then nikah and stuff. But yeah, I'm getting a bit carried away with myself. Like that would be really exciting for me. I'd love that if one day, inshallah, we were to see that. Yeah, but anyway. So in terms of challenges of marrying into another culture, you know, there are, like, just marriage itself. Like, marriage itself is a trial for you. It's not going to be plain sailing. Like, marriage isn't plain sailing. Like, you know, alhamdulillah, like with my wife and I, like, we're really happy, alhamdulillah. Like I quite often say to my friends who talk to me about marriage and stuff, and if there have been difficulties between my wife and I, and Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anh described marriage in 4 stages. Sururu shahrin, a month of happiness. He described it as 1 month of happiness, sururu shahrin. And then afterwards, wa ghumum ad-dahrin. Dahr is like your lifetime, or like or just a really long time. Ad-dahr, ghumum ad-dahrin, which means like a lifetime of responsibilities. So you have a month of happiness, a lifetime of responsibilities. Kusul al-dhahrin, a broken back, the breaking of your back, and nuzul al-qabrin, and descending into the grave. But alhamdulillah, with my wife, we've been married for 8 months, just over 8 months now. We're still in surur al-shahrin. Wallahi, alhamdulillah, we're still in surur al-shahrin. But for some people, you know, surur al-shahrin is just 1 night. It's just 1 night of happiness for some people. Some people, sometimes they have the happiness not even in the marriage. You know, it's more common among the non-Muslims, but like, some people have the happiness before the marriage. That's their surur al-shahrin. And then after the marriage, there's no surur al-shahrin for some people, but alhamdulillah, among the Muslims, generally, we have our surur al-shahrin after marriage. You know, so, like, marriage itself is a fitna, whoever you marry, like, whoever you get married to, like, there will be trials, and you'll have to adapt, you'll have to compromise, you'll have to learn stuff about yourselves, and I'd really like to do a series with my wife, actually, and talk about how what sort of questions we asked each other before we got married, and you know, because alhamdulillah, we had quite a lot of opportunity to talk to each other in a halal fashion, and talk to each other and ask a lot of questions and stuff like that. So I'd like to do a series with my wife, inshallah. She's camera shy. May Allah reward her. I've suggested, like, you know, if you're camera shy, just wear your niqab. Just wear your niqab when we're on camera, and then, like, you won't have people staring at you. And she's like, no, like, no, you shouldn't wear. Like, I don't want to wear niqab on the camera either. But anyway, she has to do it sometime. I've asked her so many times, and she's gonna have to do it. She's gonna have to come on camera and say to you lot, you know, Assalamu alaikum, Subah wa Naxan, or whatever it is, and have a good chat with you lot. She's gonna have to at some point or another, so she's just postponing it, really. So, anyway, I hope that helps a little bit for you guys. If you have any more questions, then do just put them in the comments. Like, I do actually read my comments. A lot of people don't. Like, there are YouTubers who get to a certain stage and they just don't really bother, but I actually do read the comments. Sometimes I shouldn't. Like, there are some people who say some things that are just nonsense. But that's YouTube for you. So anyway, I welcome the nonsense sometimes anyway, and I welcome your questions and stuff. So just stick them in the comments below, inshallah. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like and share it. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.